Hey man, it's Brook. I'm a guitar teacher in Cedar Rapids. And sometimes I'll have a student come in and they just kind of want to pick with their thumb. And I think I understand why. I think you can feel the strings a little better if you just use your fingers. But ultimately, just being a thumb picker is probably limited, in my opinion. I guess you could argue about any technique, but I try to promote, if you're going to use your fingers or certain ways, I want you to try it. Let's say you're going to do this lick. I'll try it with a pick. All right, with a pick. Yeah, it's possible, but it's just a lot of pressure to put on just one digit of your hand. Personally, what I would do is use thumb, index, middle on those triplets like this. So I try to use, thumb, index, middle, kind of in maybe there's an order to it, obviously, where thumb is going to hit like the thickest string, followed by, or the lowest string, followed by the index on the next string, and the middle on the next string. So basically, you're just kind of grabbing the strings as your fingers would naturally fall on them. Let's just look at a chord, say this little F sharp minor, with a pick. Perfect. With the thumb, no problem. With these three fingers, it kind of gives you a lot more possibilities when you use the fingers for. That was very easy, very relaxed. But if you're having to pick that, very difficult. Or if you just use your thumb, that's pretty exhausting already. Of course, there are some smart people that will do hybrid picking. That's pretty amazing. I love that. I mean, not me, but the technique I really do respect a lot. Even though I'm not that great at it, but it's really not that big of a step from what I kind of promote as far as the... That's not too bad. So sometimes when I'm playing a gig, I'll try to remember to incorporate some hybrid picking. Just like anything, you can get used to it. I guess you can get used to having a girlfriend that's abusive and a psycho. You just think that's normal after a while. I've been there. Not to get too far off topic, but I honestly didn't think my wife was real or possible. I thought it was maybe a cruel joke, but she's very nice, so very kind and gentle and stable. So there are people like that out there, and I think you can also get there with your picking technique. So any technique you're working on, it might be artwork or painting, lettering, drumming. I'm at age 64. I'm finally making some progress with my drum work. So anything you do, just keep practicing and try to think, engage your mind in what you're doing. Maybe take some lessons. So, yeah, lessons are good. Vocals, bass, drums, keyboards. Pick an instrument, guitar. That's why I'm here for you. If you have a question, let me know. I will make a video for you if I think I can handle the topic. But I think this little discussion on those on that picking stuff is, this is going to be better than just the thumb. I mean, you can kind of rake, but I'm barely controlling it. A lot less fatiguing to use 3 fingers versus 1. And you can also use your pointer finger for... Oops. So you can get some really good index. You can also do the 2 fingers, which I'm not great at. Or 3. You can think triplet, 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 triplet. That I have not put in enough time to really be good at, but these are just possibilities of your picking hand. Of course, if you're going to use a pick, you can kind of suspend. You'll see a lot of guys that are really good that just kind of make a fist and just go crazy. I like to kind of relax and let those fingers out. Stabilizing my hand on the bridge. That's a big fight with my students. They just don't want to do that. They want to kind of... And then it's like, whoopsie daisy, I missed the string. Well, if you would have your hand down here, you can feel the string. You can sense where you're at if you're stabilized versus, just kind of helicoptering in and hoping for the best. That is hard to watch sometimes. If a student will fight me on that month after month, year after year, it's like, dude, if you would just rest your hand on the bridge. That technique is very good for stuff like 8th note, like power chords. Try doing that just using your arm or your shoulder. I'm like, painful, exhausting, not efficient, not sustainable, in my opinion. So maybe I overdo the muted, clicky guitar. I dig in and just like that consistent, steady beat. It reminds me of a lot of stuff from like the late 70s and the 80s. Would have that consistent 8th note sound, and it was really fun and easy and enjoyable. But you can, bring that into like your rock and roll rhythm. Let's say you had to do 10 songs in a row. Each song is 2.5 minutes with that kind of energy. Could you do it, or would you have to say, hey, I have to sit down and maybe ice my arm or something? Can you do it? A lot of my students probably could not. Not to pick on them, but, I'm trying to lift these guys up and get them to a point where they could jam, do a 45-minute set of high energy rock and roll without, injuring themselves. Yeah. It's fun stuff, man. Anyway, I had a good weekend. I played Friday night at Vintage Torque Fest in Dubuque, Iowa. It's kind of the Super Bowl gig for Surf Zombies. Vintage Torque Fest kind of made us, it kind of put us on the map, brought us in a lot of fans, helped us sell a lot of merchandise, a lot of records, and a lot of friends. So that was really fun. I think we've done it 17 years in a row, that gig. So if I ever appear to be kind of worn out and fatigued, and kind of a little hazy. It's because of the late nights and the rock and roll lifestyle, man. It does take a toll on your sleep. That is a fact. It is hard to wind down after you play an exciting set of high energy, loud rock and roll. It's now trying to just go be a normal person. It takes you a couple days to come down off that adrenaline rush or euphoria. There's a dopamine hit that you get from playing live. And then you have to adjust to. So I tried to snap out of it quick and get up early the next day and get out there and mow the lawn and, rake the leaves and do everything my wife wants me to do and not be a slug and lay in bed all day. I get up and move. But, it takes a toll. But I'm not complaining. It's fun. Anyway, I'm rambling. But just wanted to kind of check in with you guys on some of that right hand, if you're right-handed, technique. Consider practicing maybe like an E minor. Just like... That's 4 notes, thumb, index, middle, ring, or you can just do 3 with the 3 fingers, or bring in your thumb and index and middle. That's where I really get going. Oops. I'm not perfect, that's for sure. I get snagged all the time. Well, thanks a lot for letting me ramble and have a little fun. I should become productive now. Okay, see ya.